don't open anything good in this box, I'm blaming you.
Deal. I'll take it.
We are live.
All right. Good evening, Smetch fans. I am Trevor, and I am going to be doing a little bit of an Innistrad Midnight Hunt unboxing for you tonight. Joining me in the studio, we've got Mark and Zach in the Peanut Gallery. They will be helping out and providing some commentary while we're going through these packs.
Hello.
All right. So let's just go ahead and sink our teeth into this, as I have been saying for these Innistrad videos. Because it fits, right? Because Midnight Hunt is the werewolf set, and Crimson Vow is the vampires. And
I feel like Sink Your Teeth is more vampire than
I don't. Both are.
Yeah, both you want to get.
Both are doing a lot of teeth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bitey.
Got a sharp teeth in Innistrad.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got something like 30 set booster packs right here. Thank you. And there are stakes here. I won this box in a giveaway, so...
Oh, this is your box.
This is my box.
Awesome.
So we really are hoping to get that Meathook Massacre in here.
Pack one. Just get it out of the way.
Pack one.
Get a foil one, too. Why not? Let's just...
Yeah.
All right. Zombies, Loyal Hippogriff, and Rem Carolus Stalwart Slayer. This is a rare. Flying Haste, if a spell you would deal damage to you or another permanent you control, prevent that damage. If a spell would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 1 instead. I've seen that as like a Dragon's Approach commander.
But Dragon's Approach only in Boros?
I mean, hey, if you want to. Blood Pact, this is a common I really like. Novice Occultist is another common I really like. Set has some good cards in it. Rise of the Ants is funny.
I love Rise of the Ants.
Memory Deluge is the rare. This is a good one. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast this spell. Put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Casts for 4 mana, flashes back for 7, and a foil Tipperlin Guide to round out the pack.
No, it's one of the better. It's not a bad rare.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some potential.
Yeah, it was like a $7 card at one point, I think.
Right?
Yeah, I think it may have gone down a bit, but it's definitely one that I'm happy to see. Vampires.
So we know
stuff.
Meathook is the chase card.
Oh, that's the
Massacre,
monster
yes.
chase card.
So what's the chase card in the set list for this? The set slot.
I don't remember the sets for this one.
Neither do I. Geist Flame Reservoir, artifact for 2 and a red. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on it. And you can pay 1 and a red and tap it to remove any number of charge counters from it to deal that much damage to any target, or you can exile the top card of your library and play that card this turn. I actually put that in the budget commander deck recently. The Lelia one.
Oh, for sure. What were the planeswalkers in this set? You had
Arlen, Ren and 7, and Teferi Who Slows the Sunset.
Oh yeah, the Teferi, they finally printed and not busted Teferi.
No, he's what do you call it?
Black and white old stick
He's
fingers. That's
Seaboard
pretty
Muse
sweet.
stapled to an emblem.
Yeah, but that's his emblem, like...
Champion of the Perished, 1 mana zombie. Whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on him.
Oh, I love the flavor of that, because Champion of the Parish is such a fun card.
Assassin's Blade, a sorcery that you can only play only after you're attacked before you declare blockers. Destroy 1 attacking creature that isn't black. That's pretty funny.
That's classic list right there.
That's classic list
classic.
right there.
Yeah, I mean, the new Teferi, that Teferi is good, but it's no,
No, but he's good for stacks. Like, not, like, amazing, but good for stacks.
Faithful Mending, that is a decent card.
Are there... Is this the one with,
Levelin Hermit, I just traded one of these to Aaron.
Not Ponder, Consider. Is this Consider or no?
The Consider is in this set. 1 and a blue for a human wizard. Pay a blue and sacrifice him. Counter target non-creature spell unless his controller pays 3. Can cast this card from the graveyard, transform for its disturbed cost, which is 2 and a blue. You got Benevolent Geist. Flying, non-creature spells you control can't be countered, and if it would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. And a foil Showcase Dawnheart Rejuvenator to go along with it.
That Disturb is such a fun mechanic.
It is a good one. It was a fun one.
It's good, like, it feels better to flip versus, like, being forced to, like, Daybound, Nightbound.
Vampires, Silver Bolt, Necrosynthesis, that's a cool card. Gisa, Glorious Resurrector in the black and white art. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled with her onto the battlefield under your control, and they gain Decayed. Grafted Identity. Sack a creature to enchant a creature. You control the creature, and it gets +1/+1. And then a foil Organ Hoarder. Heard that was a good card in Limited. Now, I think I kind of skipped past... Yep, here it was. Old Stick Fingers. X black green. When you cast this spell, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X creature cards. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your graveyard, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Power and toughness equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So that is fun for the self-mill.
Feel free to put any cards out that you want, any stacks or whatever, you know.
Okay.
Just going forward.
Okay.
Yeah, keep maybe the rares out.
Can do.
Talking about old stick fingers, man. That with new Capenna is you can polymorph him. Just old stick fingers flip until you hit.
Oh, Morbid Opportunist! This is one of my favorite uncommons in the set. 2 and a black for a 1/3 human rogue. Whenever one or more other creatures dies, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. This is a house.
I mean, anytime it says something dies, draw a card seems powerful.
Seems good.
Hey, speaking of Teferi.
There he is.
Teferi, who slows the sunset. 2 a white and a blue for a legendary planeswalker with 4 loyalty. +1 loyalty, choose up to 1 target artifact, up to 1 target creature, and up to 1 target land. Untap the chosen permanents you control. Tap the chosen permanents you don't control. You gain 2 life. -2 to look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And -7 is you get an emblem with untap all permanents you control during each opponent's untap step, and you draw a card during each opponent's draw step.
I'm telling you, it's still gas.
It's still good, but it's not busted. You know what I'm saying? Which is okay. Did you get a list card in the last pack, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
How did you see that?
Because I knew it wasn't a token.
Ooh, Factor Fiction.
Factor Fiction is my list card.
It's a pretty good list card.
Yep.
No, I saw it, because usually it's a token on the back, right? But that was a card, so I'm like, he must have had a list.
Yeah. You should get the other ones.
Just keeping you honest, you know.
Thank
How do
you.
you guys feel about the black
Appreciate
and
it.
white lands in this?
They're my
Blake's
least favorite of the
cool.
solar lands.
Ooh,
Oh, I
will
love
help the
them.
Rock Cleaver.
Love them.
2 a blue and a black for a 3/3 zombie warrior. Whenever another zombie you control dies, if it didn't have Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. At the beginning of your end step, you can sacrifice a zombie to draw a card. Not
Good
bad.
card.
Got a Tovalar's Huntmaster. That's pretty cool. When it enters the battlefield, create 2/2 green wolf creature tokens, and Daybound transforms into Tovalar's Pack Leader. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, create 2/2 green wolf creature tokens. Pay 4 mana to have another target wolf or werewolf you control fight target creature you don't control, and it's a 7/7.
Pretty sure there's a standard werewolf deck, and that is a house in it.
Winterthorn Blessing for the foil, and then from the list card, we got a Polymorph.
It's a sign, dude. It's a sign.
A sign?
Yeah,
of-
I've been talking about polymorph all day.
Yeah,
Speaking
okay.
of, if you're looking to get rid of a werewolf,
I would be happy to trade that to you after this. Oh, nice foil full art swamp right there. It's funny how you have a creature with flying immediately followed by a plummet.
feels good.
Search Party Captain, card draw in white. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature you attacked with this turn. That's pretty nifty. Rockfall Vale. Got a nice...
Land cycles,
Yep.
always good.
Enters tapped and lets you control 2 or more other lands, and you can tap it to add red or green. Foil Duress, and oh hey, it's an Orcish Lumberjack from the list.
That list slot. But yeah, no, I think the black and white are my least favorite person.
Wait, is that the mono red sack of land get 2 of any color or sack of forest?
Sack of Forest to add 3 mana in any combination of red and green to your mana pool.
No, but in Corvold, that is degenerate.
Oh, that's probably why that's in there.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, it's in that Corvold, but still.
No, you play it in Corvold.
Visions of Ruin. This is a sweet card. 3 and a red for sorcery. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact. For each artifact sacrificed this way, you create a treasure token. Flashback for 8 and 2 red. Costs X less to cast this way, where X is the greatest mana value of a commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. I run this card in my Galazeth deck.
Those
That
are
makes
pretty
sense.
good.
Yeah.
And then I actually needed this. Triskaidekaphile,
Yeah.
1 and a blue for a 1/3 human wizard with gives you no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 13 cards in your hand, you win the game. And let's just throw in a foil showcase Catilda Dawnheart Prime while we're at it.
Nice.
Green and white for a 1/1 human warlock with protection from werewolves. Human creatures you control can tap to add 1 mana of any of that creature's colors. And you can pay 6 mana and tapper to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So that's pretty sweet, actually.
Not bad.
I'm happy with it. I mean, it's no meat hook master, but you know.
I mean, we got.
We got plenty of time.
No, I love Triskaidekaphile. It's just.
You love everything that has a number 13 on it.
I don't even know. I'm
I mean,
only
you built a
Magic for some reason.
Triskaidekaphobia deck.
Well, I wanted to do it because Triskaidekaphobia is a card, right? It's a fun card. It's a weird card.
Oh, wow. That's useful. Shipwreck Marsh. Enters tapped and lets you control 2 or more other lands, and it taps for a blue and a black. Mysterious Tome for the foil. Yeah.
What was your list on that?
It was a list. No, it was a checklist
It
card.
looked like a list card. So you're 2 for 5 on the lands.
Yeah.
What did this one have? It had the enemy colors? Or
No, it had the ally colors. So unfortunately, the one that I need for Pioneer is an enemy colored one, and that was in Crimson Vow. But
Could get the red black one though.
yes, Electric Revelation. This is a fun card. Discard a card to cast it. Draw 2 cards, and it has flashback. Storm Skrillex. This is just weird. All right, and we got the Celestis. If it's neither day or night, it becomes day as the Celestis enters the battlefield. Tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Pay 3 mana to change it into night or day from day or night, respectively. Activate only as a sorcery. And whenever day or night becomes night or day, you gain a life and you can loot. So that's pretty nifty.
Not bad.
And then a foil Rise of the Ants. Ants!
I think one of my favorite list cards I've ever gotten is Saber Ants.
Oh my god. It's just ridiculous.
It's such a weird, obscure card.
Mm-hmm. Ardent Elementalist. This is a good card to have. Return an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. Thermal Alchemist. Always fun in Spellslinger decks. Vadric Astral Archmage. 1 a blue and a red for a 1/2 human wizard. It becomes day as he enters the battlefield if it's neither day nor night. Instants and sorcery spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is his power. And whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you put a +1/+1 counter on him. And then a foil Festival Crasher. Full Art Island.
Have you had any considers yet?
Ooh, Cathartic. And I have not.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Cathartic Pyre. Loot 2 or Rummage 2, I guess, or 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Curse of Leeches. 2 and a black for an enchantment that curses a player. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, they lose a life and you gain a life, and it has Daybound. Night, it becomes Leeching Lurker, which is a 4/4 with a lifelink and Nightbound. Grafted Identity Foil as a rare. Nice.
I forgot they were doing like a curses sub-theme, and they have that curse commander in this set, right?
Yeah, Lindy Cheerful Tormentor.
Yeah, you could build a curse deck.
Oh, so they
I
actually
still
make curses viable and not playing like just Zedru where you can just gift them out to people.
I wouldn't say viable. I don't know if there's enough curses to really make it work, but there's...
Defend it straight.
I mean, they said that about shrines, and then they before
shrines
they
are
even
busted.
printed, well, 21 made it viable.
Yes.
And then they
This is one of
reprinted more.
Tyler's favorite cards in the set. Is Burn Down the House.
Hell
3
yeah.
red for a sorcery. Choose one. Either it deals 5 damage to each creature and planeswalker, or you make 3 devil tokens with when this creature dies, they deal 1 damage to any target. They're 1/1s, and they gain haste until end of turn.
That's
Good
good.
one card, yeah.
It's a good card.
Just burn down the house. Like, they did a decent job with the theme in this set.
Oh,
it may
yeah.
not be like, I'm not super into the whole Innistrad theme personally, but it's still...
Oh,
they
I
did a
love
good job.
Innistrad.
Oh, you don't like the Grim Horror as much?
I do.
Or
I
the
just
Grim
think...
Dark, I guess, is the...
We put it to you this way. I wasn't as invested for 2 sets in a row.
Sunset Revelry. 1 and a white for a sorcery. If your opponent has more stuff than you, you get that stuff.
I did like the Midsummer kind thing that they kind of did with this set.
And then Bloodline Culling. 1 a black and a black for an instant.
Festival kind of creepy horror thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Yeah, no worries. Target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn, or creature tokens get -2/-2 until end of turn. And the list card is a Stasis Snare. Enchantment. This was a game day promo.
Oh. Weird.
1 white for an enchantment with flash. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Very useful budget removal spell.
I was really excited about these two sets, Crimson Mountain and Midnight Hunt, because I thought we were going back to blocks, so you get to experience
back in the day.
of Planeswalk for a little bit, like versus it just being single set locations. Because I would love to have 2 sets in New Capenna. I would love to have 2 sets in Neon, like Kamigawa.
That's how we used to do it, right? Like there were the 3-block sets.
Showcase Stovalized Huntmaster.
And I mean, I would love just 2.
Because it was 3 for a
but
bit.
that removal card.
Which one?
Or no, not the removal, but that one.
Rite of Harmony. Green-white, instant. Whenever a creature or enchantment enters the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. Flashback for 2, a green and a white.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, like what I'm talking about with the midsummer kind of like the festival.
Oh,
like,
yeah, the
creepy.
festival.
Like I love that.
And then what? Crimson Mountain will send around like Edgar Markov's and Who's Wedding?
Olivia Voldaren.
Yeah,
Very like gothic vampire, like
love it.
blood tokens all day.
Wedding Ring, hilarious mythic rare.
Oh, Wedding Ring's a great card.
Hostile.
Just fun.
Add a colorless or pay 1 and tap and sacrifice a creature to put a soul counter on it. Then if there are 3 or more soul counters on it, remove them, transform it, and untap it. And it becomes Creeping In. 3/7 that when it attacks, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of creature card exiled with Creeping In, and you can pay 4 mana to phase it out. So that's cute. I honestly like the foil Mask of Gristlebrand a little bit better.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Enchanted creature is flying and lifelink, and whenever a equipped creature dies, you can pay X life, where X is its power, and if you do, draw X cards. That's pretty good.
They had a whole cycle of masks, didn't they? Or like at least a bunch of them.
No, it was
Wasn't
just
it a
that
cycle?
one.
I thought they had other masks. I could have swore there were. That might be mistaken.
I think there was like one artifact that was a mask or something, but that was like an uncommon, and that was the mask that the witches wore.
That makes sense.
Willowgeist, 1/1 Treefolk Spirit for a green mana. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and when it dies, you gain life equal to its power. Foil Firmament Sage, and a spell book from the list. Spell
What
book.
is the spell book?
You have no maximum hand size.
It's a 0 mana or 1 mana?
0 mana.
Oh,
0 mana
Love it.
artifact, yeah.
Cheerio.
All day.
I think I also do play that in my Galazeth deck.
Why not?
Why not?
I ran it in Urza. I mean,
Well, I mean, the reason for it is that, well, yeah, because, like, in those cases, you're tapping it for mana, you know?
Mox is all day. Mox is as far as the eye can see.
Sigardian Savior. 3 white for a 3/3 angel with flying. When she enters the battlefield, if you cast it, return up to 2 target creature cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's nifty. Don't really know that I have a home for it.
That's neat, though.
Yeah. Could be fun in some kind of like weenies budget deck. Blade Stitch Scob, good for Zombie Tribal. Always happy to see that. Curse of Silence. This is funny. Enchant player for white. When it enters the battlefield, choose a card name. Spells with the chosen name enchanted player casts cost 2 more to cast. Whenever enchanted player casts a spell with the chosen name, you may sacrifice Curse of Silence if you do draw a card. And a Felwar Stone from the list. Now
Okay,
that's
useful.
pretty
That's
nice.
playable.
Yeah, I like that.
Also, that curse is hilarious because you can just slap some commander tax on anybody.
Yeah, it's like, just pay a little
Yep.
extra this time.
Yep.
Some good old stacks.
And then when you're done with it, just draw a card.
I actually won a game of Two-Headed Giant because of that card.
Wow.
It taxed Xavier enough mana that he wasn't able to replay his commander after it got removed and wheel in the same turn, or something like that. And so the team of myself and Owen wound up winning the game. I was borrowing Owen's Sithis deck at the time. This is an incredibly underrated card. Jadar, Ghoulcaller of Nephalia. 1 and a black for a 1/1 human wizard. At the beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed. or foil cross
Always
itself.
guaranteed.
That makes you a zombie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In black? I don't know how you're gonna use that. There's no aristocrats in black. You don't sack creatures.
No, you don't do this. You're here playing honest, fair magic, just turning sideways.
Uh-huh. That's all we care about. Grizzly Ghoul. It's funny. Can't stay away.
I like
White
the
and
art of that
black for sorcery. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains if this creature would die. Exile it instead. Flashes back for 3 a white and a black. Foil Corpse Coddle. And Birthing Boughs. Create a 2/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling for 4 mana from the list.
Was
Yep.
that just in
That was
Moho
in
2?
no,
or
that was in Moho
Compact?
1.
Moho 1.
Mm-hmm.
Just make some changelings.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
I am getting a lot of list cards in this box. Ooh, Foil Blades. A lot of white. Cathar Commando is a good card. Dreadhound. That is a fun one for Sir Conrad. 4 black for a 6/6 demon dog. Mill 3 cards when it enters the battlefield. Whenever a creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from a library, each opponent loses 1 life. And ho, hey, look at that. Another sweet black uncommon to go along with it in Infernal Grasp. 1 and a black for an instant. Destroy target creature. You lose 2 life. That is
So
good.
Very good card.
That is very good. Oh, hey, Visions of Dread. 2 and a black for a sorcery. Target opponent puts a creature card of their choice from their graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Very difficult to make work, but when you can also flash it back, and 8 black costs X to cast this way, where X is the greatest mana value of a commander you own on the battlefield or in the command zone. You can have some fun with that.
It's very specific, but
That's
it's
a pretty fire pack so far.
And a Vanquish the Horde as the rare. 6 white for a sorcery that costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. Destroy all creatures. Very commander-centric pack right there. But, yeah, not bad.
All right, question. Vanquish the Horde, Farewell. Which is a better board wipe?
Vanquish the Horde.
No, you're wrong.
Which was farewell?
It's 4 white to choose any. Exile all creatures, or exile all artifacts, or exile all enchantments, or exile all
Nah,
graveyards.
play the game, Battle Bond.
Oh, we're talking these two though. Like, Vanquish the Horde is a 2-mana board wipe a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, that's
But-
true.
Mhm.
Farewell says exile, and Farewell says
Oh, hey,
choose.
this is a good one. Augur of Autumn. 1 a green and a green for a 2/3 human druid. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands from the top of your library. And as long as you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, you may cast creature spells from the top of your library.
That's a good card.
Yeah, that's worth a decent amount.
But Vanquish the Horde.
Farewell. Farewell.
Farewell's
Farewell's better too, just
Yeah.
because you can
You
have
get
different
3 different
modes.
choices.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
But I mean,
Because you
Vanquish
just like board wipe and then enchantment wipe.
What's
Yeah.
the other one that's really good, like that Merciless Eviction?
Yeah, it's
or...
Merciless Eviction with Exile
So
staple
good.
on it.
Yeah. So
Merciless Eviction exiles already.
Well, it's
no,
better.
but like Exile is better than Destroy. Anytime
But
you have a
Merciless
choice.
says either way. But Vanquish the Horde, still very close second.
Good.
Because it's a blasphemous act in white. But it doesn't deal damage, it destroys, but still.
Hallowed Respite. Exile target non-legendary creature, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it entered under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Otherwise, tap it for a sorcery, and it flashes back for 1 and a white.
How much mana initially?
2.
2 mana blink that comes back with flashback.
Uh-huh.
I'm into it.
Good in a budget blink deck, I think, maybe.
I mean, I put together a $50 Blink deck to go for Wednesday night, and it is saucy.
You're not running Hallowed Respite in that one, I'm guessing?
No. Unfortunately not. There's
Oh,
better.
hey, there's a Consider.
There it is.
Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard and draw a card for a single blue mana. That's a $2 common right there.
Man, they're making so
Smoldering Egg.
many good commons in the last year.
1 and a red for a
God, I
Dragon
want
Egg
that
with
with it.
Defender. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a number of Ember counters on Smoldering Egg equal to the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Then if it has 7 or more counters on it, remove them and transform it into Ashmouth Dragon. 4/4 dragon with flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 2 damage to any target.
Alapalani, it says egg. I knew there was another egg
Alapalani
they
egg.
printed. That's the one.
Yeah, but there's been so few eggs. It's so like you need like that changeling bros. Like
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
true.
you need stuff like that.
Mhm.
You get changelings, just get egg triggers.
All your eggs make eggs.
Secret is the Key. That's a fun one. Investigate if it would, and it with flashback, and if it's cast from the graveyard, you investigate twice. Play with Fire. Need more copies of this. This is played in Pioneer. 2 damage to any
Need
target.
those.
If a player is dealt damage this way, you scry 1 for red.
Somebody right next to you needs 4 of them.
Okay, good to know. Fateful Absence. 1 on a white for an instant. Destroy target creature or planeswalker its controller investigates. Not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Set the play with fire aside.
Thank you.
No problem.
Got it too.
Oh, that meat hook. Jonesin.
We're hoping.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's been so long.
Good old Evolving Wilds. Good old Field of Ruin.
Man, 2 very
Consuming
playable
Blob. 3 a green and a green for a star +1. Power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. At the beginning of your end step, create a green ooze creature token with the same power and toughness modifiers as it. And then a foil, join the dance.
Ooze. Is that a mythic?
Yeah, that's a mythic.
Wow.
Oh.
That's a
Overwhelming.
mythic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Last
Grand
shot at the meat
finale.
hook.
Good luck.
Little homunculus package right here.
Oh.
Nice.
Fading Hope. This card's good. Return a target creature to its owner's hand if its mana value is 3 or less, scry 1. Sees play in Pioneer. Croaking Counterpart. 1 a green and a blue for a sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target non-frog creature, except it's a 1/1 green frog. Flashes back for 3 a green and a blue. Frog is the sincerest form of flattery.
Love it to death, dude.
Oh.
Sakashima plays it.
All right. And so that was the box. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the content, and be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this or streams like this. And we've also got Commander gameplay and a bunch of other stuff that we've got going on. So hope you enjoyed. Once again, stay tuned.